Hello, this is I Go Travel with Don Barnett. We are going to Cranbrook in southeast British Columbia, where the red arrow is located on this map. We're going to ride a short, easy loop trail that connects to the Rails to Trails railway bed just east of the city. This is on the 6-kilometer loop. It's easy, level, and a joy to ride. We are watching an easy bike trail that swings off the Rampart Rest Area. Today, they call the mountain range the Steeples because they look like steeples, but the old-timers called them the Rampart. Either way, they look like high steeples and they still look like a mountain fortress, wall, or rampart. These are the ramparts, or steeples, from a distance. We are going to ride a circular trail out at a place called the Rampart Rest Area. And it's a circular trail, the yellow line here as you can see, and then the white coming back here. But it is a rest area along the highway, Highway 3, about 8 kilometers or so east of Cranbrook, BC. And sometimes when we ride this trail, we take the car or truck out with our bikes and pull off onto the rest area. Other times, you can start bicycling right from Cranbrook and you find the trailhead for the old abandoned CPR rail line, and you can ride the rail line out. And when you come out here, and by the time you circle around and ride back to Cranbrook on the railway trail, that's about 20 kilometers. So when we do our ride here, we're going to go clockwise around because in this corner of the rest stop, there's a nice big introductory sign, and there are quite a few interpretive signs along this trail, and you write it down and you come to the abandoned railway bed, and then you take the railway bed. We'll take it back toward Cranbrook a kilometer or two, and we'll see the little turnoff. We'll come back onto the Rampart Trail and follow it past the small lake, which will be on our left coming this way, and we'll come into this corner of the rest area. Some took a washroom break, and we started on the trail. This trail has a number of really interesting first-class interpretive signs. One sign told how the traditional First Nations people, the Tanaka, believed how the world was created. There was this huge giant snake or serpent who lived along the Kootenay River. The people feared the snake, and the serpent was very mean to them. The people finally chased the serpent away, and it died. The worm-like segments of its snake-like body formed the sandy, rolling hills that often characterize the banks of the Kootenay River today. We pushed our bikes over the narrow steel yellow bridge, and we were ready for riding. Okay, we're coming up to an interpretive sign up here. And here's the question. What do you think is the biggest woodpecker in this part of the world? Here's another clue. It's got a red head. What is its name? What kind of woodpecker? Okay, let's see what the sign here says. It's a pileated woodpecker. You can read more about this kind of a woodpecker on the sign. The next sign will be about a wapiti. What kind of an animal is that? As we come up to the next signpost, just look how quick and easy it is to have an accident. Keep your eye on the girl right in front of us. Look, whoa, look out, look at that. Just skidded sideways for a second. No harm done, but it can really happen quickly. Okay, we should be coming up to this next signpost soon. The animal we are looking for is an elk, also called a wapiti. Elk are one of the more common wild game animals throughout western North America, and you can read about them if you stop at this interpretive sign. You know, they say that elk form a rut at certain times of the year. What on earth is a rut? You might have to look beyond the sign to find some of these answers. They also say that elk bugle. What is bugling? And a female elk like this one here will form a harem. What is a harem? And last question. What about a male elk? They say that the male elk, do they shed their antlers or not each year? Do they grow those big antlers every year, or do they keep them throughout the year? You can learn a lot if you read these interpretive signs. This sign here talks about saltgrass prairie. And here it is. It's easily eroded by tires and tracks. It's a lot of alkali in the area. And it's sometimes referred to as saltgrass. Well, let's just keep riding for a little while. Another interpretive sign says that the long-billed curlew is in this part of the country. These unique long-beaked birds are shorebirds and winter in the area of California. You see them around here every once in a while. It gets a little more wooded and uphill as we get near the railway track. We'll have to do some hard pedaling here and might even have to push our bike up the last little part up to the railway track that you can see in the distance there. Okay, looks like we might be playing out, and it looks like it's push time, just up a short elevation. Okay, here I come, just making my way up this little hill. Here's the railway track. We're going to make a sharp right-hand turn coming from this direction up onto the railway track, and we're ready to ride for a short distance to the other exit. We will just ride the railway bed a couple of kilometers or so here until we come to the other exit where we'll ride the Rampart Trail back to the rest area. So in the meantime, let's just enjoy this ride and... whoa, what's that noise? There's no trains on this track now, but those are noises from yesteryear. There is a big interpretive sign where we leave the railway bed and go back onto the Rampart Trail. Okay, we're through the wooden gate and onto the trail. Notice how the trail is different from the railway bed. It is still quite level, but it is more narrow and it has some turns, and there are a few ups and downs on it. The next two signs are about whitetail and mule deer. How are the ears and tails different between these two kinds of deer? Also, Which kind of deer tend to run and then stop and look back at you? Think about those questions as we ride along the trail and come up to these interpretive signs. Read the interpretive signs for the answers. Mule deer have big ears like mules, and they often run a short distance and then stop and turn and look back at you. In contrast with the white-tailed deer, often you only see their white tail as they disappear into the forest. Remember, we said that the trail is good, but it is a little more narrow and twisty than the railroad bed. Look how quickly an accident can happen. This back rider is going just a little too fast on the curve, and see how quickly she loses control. Here goes the turn, and oh, the skid, look out, ouch, right into the tree. A few scratches and a minor bruise, but no real harm. We are coming alongside the small lake near the rest stop, which means we're winding down the complete loop of the trail. And here is the last sign along the trail. The sign is about common turtles found in this area. Do you know the name of these kinds of turtles? They're small turtles, and there's a lot of them around, particularly in lake areas like this. Here's the sign. These turtles are called the western painted turtle, and they are quite common, like I said. They are cold-blooded animals, and the temperatures of their eggs during the incubation period determines whether the offspring will be male or female. In the winter, these turtles hibernate under the water and in the mud, and they will eat insects, bugs, weeds, and very tiny fish. They are another reminder to us that life here has gone on for a very long time, and at one time this area was a part of an ancient seabed. This end of the trail has an electronic counter nailed to a tree to give people an idea of the amount of trail use. Right at the end, we passed by some other trail users, dogs and people sharing the trail. We are coming up into the other corner of the rest area. The Rampart Trail really is a nice trail. It's a short, it's a beginner level trail, and it is very informative as well. We're back into the rest area parking lot now. I hope you enjoyed biking the trails. They are the kind of trails that can be enjoyed by everyone. This is I Go Travel with Don Barnett. Hit the subscribe button and we'll be back for more.